Alrighty, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a tier list of sorts, or a top 5 for the major celebrations during the calendar year for 2024 in Dokkan. I think we've basically reached kind of the end here for 2024 because the Daima, Goku, and Glorio is going to transition into 2025 by the time it is done. So what I want to do is rank the top 5 major celebrations. Now, to quantify as a major celebration, they either had to be synced at the same time, and Heroes does not count, unfortunately, or they just had to have major impact, right, like Tanabata and Anniversary. So we are going to be ranking from the following criteria. We have Saiyan Day, we have the 9-year anniversary, we have the Worldwide Download Celebration 2024, we have Tanabata, Golden Week, Worldwide Download Celebration, Saiyan Day, and the anniversary. So those are going to be all 5 that we are going to be looking at today, and I did not say those in any particular order, so stay tuned till the end of the video to figure out how I rank them. I'm sure some of you can piece together what the order is going to be, but with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in. And the first campaign that I want to talk about today is going to be the Saiyan Day campaign. This brought forth not LR, but the TUR Tech Vegeta. Now, Tech Vegeta, I think, was a character that aged very well. I'm going to try to not say a character and the character too much in this video because I catch myself doing that a lot. But like I said, Tech Saiyan Day Vegeta, this was a very well designed unit. It's aged pretty well. I'd say that he's still very good. Sort of looking at his banner, we have a okay variety of units here. Honestly, this banner's not very good. Like, if like, as long as you guys can see my cursor here, this Vegeta is trash. This Broly's EZA, unfortunately, was trash. More on that later. This Majin Vegeta, he's not good right now, but now we're starting to talk about, like, he could EZA within the next year or two. We've got Physical God Goku, who is okay. I think this Super Saiyan 4 Goku is bad in endgame content when you're not babying him and getting super lucky. Like this guy right here, he takes a super, you lose, but that's not too much of a knock. But even the first attack, like being a normal, is probably too much for this guy, unfortunately. It's a shame because I really like this character visually. I think when it comes to like using the character, I think he's really appealing, but not too much going on with that. But Saiyan Day Vegeta and King Vegeta, both very good. I think King Vegeta, you really want to have this version of Vegeta to really get the most out of this character, unfortunately. This King Vegeta, excuse me. But all in all, I think they introduced a nice set of 2 characters, and let's go ahead and actually look at the campaign itself, so that way we all know what we're talking about. Okay, so looking at the campaign itself, when it comes to like difficult events, not really too much going on here, especially if you were a JP player. You already know that like the 9th anniversary content was out at this point, but new Vegetas, cool. And then when it comes to the EZAs, you guys can see like here we have new Super Battle Road, new ESBR, Fighting Legend Vegeta missions, cool, right? New burst mode, the Super EZA for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this was pretty cool. It reintroduced something. The Hellscape, we won't even say what that mode is, but you guys can see it on the screen. And then we also had the EZA. I don't know if it's in the campaign list, but I do have it pulled up. Super Vegeta's EZA, right? New stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history. Like, all in all, just a solid campaign that brought a lot of fun characters to the scene, and also introduced the Super EZA mechanic. So all in all, very good celebration, but it is going to be coming in at 5th on the list here. Just not enough to be above the other ones here. Alrighty, so coming in at number 4, I have the Golden Week celebration. Now, this Golden Week celebration was packed with all kinds of fun stuff, right? We had Fat Boo and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who have aged extremely well. Very good units here on Global and JP. Fun sales, we don't care about that around here. We don't talk about sales, really. And then a guaranteed little SSR summon here. Nothing too crazy, but free units are free units. Right, the Redstone, the updated Redstone, I'm pretty sure, with actual characters. And then an interesting thing, right? We had the sort of stone packs here, and again, we just talked about how we didn't talk with sales, but what's interesting about this, we'll talk about it later for the global version, this was actually a huge global W, and we'll talk about that in a moment. We had the Boo Saga Red Zone, so difficult content. Very nice that they added this in, gave us some difficult fights. Red Zone Kid Boo is definitely formidable, and then specifically I remember the Red Zone Super Boo stage was a bit tricky because he did have an AoE super, and you guys know AoE supers are extremely tough, right? The Dokkan events, cool. Ultimate Red Zone with the Boo Saga, nice. And then here is the global W. Bootanks and Super Vegito EZA'd early comparatively to the JP version. These guys came out during Golden Week when originally these were scheduled for the 9th anniversary. These guys were the Part EX, I believe, something like that, for the 9th anniversary over on JP. So you guys on Global got these characters 4 months early, so can't complain about that for sure. A little bit under 4 months early. Definitely a Global W, just compared to the JP schedule. Obviously, you got them after JP, or, you know, Global got them after JP. I play a lot of Global now. I'm almost a Global main at this point, but, you know, Super Vegito, Bootanks, Buhan, really big W for an Easy A. ESBR, the normal stuff, a new Battlefield. That was just because of monthly reset, not really special to Golden Week, unfortunately. The Easy A for Tech Boo, and then is there one for Gotenks down here as well? Maybe Gotenks came out a little bit ago, I might be tripping on that one, but the Easy A for Exchange Boo, very good. Infinite Dragon Ball History, Intensifying Fight Stage, Super Battle Road, a lot of good stuff in this specific celebration, and the banners were just okay. These saw the rerun of Hirudegarn and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, if I'm not mistaken. The global version might have been a little bit different, but all in all, pretty good campaign. They also introduced, they're not in here, but for Part 2, we did get an LR for that Part 2, and that was the Ultimate Gohan. Unfortunately, a bit of a forgettable release compared to, you know, figuring that, you know, Gohan characters tend to be pretty damn good in these gachas, but Ultimate Gohan was just okay, nothing too crazy. So cool LRs, good theme here, and little did we know what Buu Saga would be getting in the future, you know, with Gotenks and stuff like that. Really, really solid campaign, I'd say, and then is definitely worthy of the number 4 spot. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity here, I'm going to be keeping this one pretty simple. We're just going to be looking at the banner here for the global version of Tanabata. UI Goku came out. This is just going to be, but what we're going to be doing is talking about the JP version of this, because this was the more, not inclusive, but the more joined campaign, right? Or where it's like, it was the normal structure of the Part 1 and Part 2, because I'm sure, as you guys know at this point, Tech UI Goku released during the anniversary on Global, and then Jiren came out in December. So very, very funky. So we're going to talk about this mainly in the lens of JP, but coming in at number 3, I have the Tanabata campaign. Now, this leaves only 2 options for the number 1 and number 2, but you guys know this is typically how the schedule works for this game, right? Just looking at how things go. It's like Worldwide and Anniversary are always the big dogs, right? But Tanabata was actually very good. It's hard to compete when Anniversary and Worldwide have 4 combined LRs, like 3 parts, sometimes even 4 with the Party X. But I think Tanabata did a very good job this year. They nailed the hype factor. I think MUI and Jiren is one. Do I want to say this? It's probably my favorite fight in the series. Like, just I don't know why. I think it was the fact that, like, this, you know, you guys call me an unk, but I did not grow up on Dragon Ball Z in terms of, like, watching it weekly, right? I wasn't there for when Z came out. It was already done. I consumed it through the video games and watching, like, clips on YouTube, and then eventually getting a little bit older and figuring out, like, I could watch this from 1 to whatever episode it goes up to. So I think what makes UI Goku and Jiren so special to me is that was a fight I was able to watch weekly, and was able to see it as it was happening in real time. And you guys know how impactful the climax of Goku versus Jiren was, especially, I think it was episode 130, like, you know, the apex of Goku and Jiren's fight with MUI Goku, Full Power Jiren, and all that. Just like movie level animation, damn near. So good. And that's why I just have a lot of nostalgia for that fight, even though it was only 6 years ago at this point. But this is definitely one of my favorite fights in the series, for sure. I could say it was my favorite, but this, for me, this is why I think the celebration is so good, right? It packed a punch. It brought the heat. I think this is a very, very good celebration. So it introduced to us UI Goku. It brought us Jiren as well. The banners are just okay. Global W with these guys easying very shortly after, with Bootanks and Super Vegito. And then we also had Part 2 with Jiren, and when it comes to difficult events, we had a very good array of character fights to do, right? We had the new Supreme Magnificent Battle for the Universe Survival Saga, which also introduced the Goku versus Goku and Frieza fight, which is still probably like a top 3 hardest fight in the game, entering the 10th anniversary, which is basically where we are at. And then we also had new stages to the God event. When it comes to Easy A's, we got 17, we got Frieza, get 17 of Frieza, we got Tech Full Power Jiren. Just a very, very good celebration that was extremely consistent in both parts. 2 characters, unfortunately I did not pull UI Goku on my JP, but that's okay, that's why we have the global. So a bit of an L there for me, so it's like I'm pissed at this banner on the JP version, but all in all, I think this campaign was very good. Let's go ahead and move into the number 2 spot, which I'm sure you guys know at this point. Okay, so the worldwide download celebration. You guys knew this was coming. You guys know what number 1's going to be. The worldwide download celebration. I think that there was a lot of things that people did not like about it, but I still think in terms of like the quality of a Dokkan celebration, it is tough to beat 2 Carnival LRs, 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, a lot of premium EZAs, a ton of new events, different things to do, the social media pushing, the advertising for it, the marketing, right? It's really tough to beat these 2 major celebrations during the year, and I think this worldwide in terms of the character selection was phenomenal, right? We can kind of just like look at this from a macro perspective of the 4. Like this Gohan, amazing. This Broly, amazing. The Super Saiyan trio, like phenomenal, amazing. And then Tech Carnival Broly, also amazing. So, you know, we have 4 really good Dokkan Festival, or 2 really good Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, and then 2 amazing Carnival LRs. So you have these things going for them, and then you also have a very good slew of EZAs in terms of like the character roster, right? We have Turles, who worked very well on the Movie Bosses team and Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors. These are that is a staple character on all of those teams. We have the Super Saiyan trio, who you guys know at this point just makes characters so much better than they usually can perform due to the support that they are providing. Gohan is just an amazing damage dealer, as well as defensive capabilities with his standby, and also provides one of, if not the hardest hitting attacks in the game. And then Broly is an amazing, both of the Brolys are amazing defensive walls that have incredible utility choices. Offensively, Tech Broly is really, really good. And then Broly can, obviously the Int Broly has his domain as well. So these 4 characters are all bringing a lot to the table. So it's hard to really rank one above the other, right? But these guys all very, very good. Now, when it comes to the EZAs, we talked about Turles. Int Broly, unfortunately, was a little bit disappointing. And then Tech Broly, the LR EZA for Tech Broly really kind of brought it home. One of the harder hitting units in the game. A very fun character to use. And then they did something a little bit crazy, right? We'll go to the Extreme Z battles for this one. They went a little off the rails, right? I don't know if this was like the fans are not liking this, like we need to do something and do something fast, but they did something pretty crazy and they gave us this, right? Here is a Super Gogeta EZA, here is a Janemba EZA. And when I say these EZAs are insane, I mean it. These are Gogeta, when you transform him, he's probably the best character in the game. And then this Janemba is also extremely underrated. So underrated that I forgot to put him on my top 10 a couple weeks ago. I know he's really good. I just forgot, guys. But this Gogeta, really, really good. Again, I don't know if this was like a panic because things didn't go the way they thought they would. I don't think so. I would imagine that was planned in advance, but it's kind of funny to think about that, right? And then last but not least, with the EZAs, we also have the Trunks and Goten. This Trunks and Goten is one of the best TUR EZAs in the game. I'd say right now they're ranked like 2nd or 3rd behind Tech Beerus. So really quality EZAs, all things considered, for a celebration like this. Typically, you know, you think about these celebrations and you're like, okay, where's the miss going to be? And it didn't happen. That's something that we got to note. So it is one of those things. One thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about the celebration earlier, I believe during Golden Week, I don't think Tech Gohan, I don't remember what campaign he EZA'd during. When did he come out? He came out August 21st. That can't be right. He came out before Worldwide? Huh. Okay, so he wasn't part of Golden Week, allegedly. But, you know, this celebration, really good. And then when it comes to events, we had more stages of a Supreme Magnificent Battle. They brought a Tremble in Fear, like the Devil Awakens event. Really cool, innovative content with enemies that have like their own territory skills and stuff like that. So all in all, really good celebration. But you guys know what number 1's going to be. That everybody watching this video knows what number 1 is. And I guess we can get started with that. And let's go ahead and pull up the headlining banner of the character. You guys know where we're going with this. We're obviously talking about Dragon Ball Heroes, obviously. I'm sure all of you are shocked to hear me say that I think that the 9th anniversary was the best celebration during Dokkan's 2024 calendar year. I think that they absolutely nailed this one Tough to really do better for an anniversary than what they did here. I'm really interested to see what they do for the 10th anniversary in terms of the character lineup, but the 9th anniversary lineup is going to be very tough to beat. You know, we talk about, like, if any of you are familiar with how Legends is, you know, part 1 for the 6th anniversary might never be topped, right? Fusing Gogeta Blue, fusing Super Vegito, it is really tough to beat that, and I think you could say the same thing about the 9th anniversary lineup. I think if the Gammas were replaced by, like, a UI Goku, or a Super Gogeta, or a Super Vegito, or a Super Saiyan Goku, right? Then you could probably talk about that being, like, irreplaceably, like, the best celebration ever in terms of, like, character lineup. But again, 10th anniversary could easily be, like, Super Gogeta, Super Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then, like, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, right? So you easily could say that that is better, but the 9th anniversary lineup was absolutely incredible, right? You talk about units like Beast Gohan, Gogeta Blue, the Gammas, Full Power Broly. Like, it's really tough to beat that lineup. Amazing banners and stuff like that. We don't need to go into the featured lineups or how good some of these characters are. You guys know how good Beast is. And no, I will not be admitting that STR LR Gohan is better than STR LR Gohan to that one guy. But these featured lineups, very, very good. The content that it brought, we'll go to the challenge event tab here just to talk about these before we get into the easy A's. But when we look at what the difficult event landscape shifted in terms of the 9th anniversary, like, there was a lot. So if we pull it up, if the game wants to load, or if the website wants to load, we're going to be just specifically talking about the difficult events. So the Super Memorable Battles, you know, this brought forth the format for the Worldwide Download Celebration. We did see stuff like this, gives us nice little EX skill orbs, all fun games. These stages weren't too bad, but where the difficulty truly came, if the game wants to load, the Supreme Magnificent Battle Dragon Ball Super Edition. These were sort of the highlight fights of the anniversary, right? The Blue Gogeta fight was the benchmark for, like, how is a character. I think that was a really good test with the AoE in the last phase and stuff like that. You had the fight against Super Saiyan Trunks, where he had just an ungodly hard-hitting super in the last phase, and then also in his second phase, he was locking. So really fun fights. We had difficult fights, more like unique things, skill orbs in order to equip on our cracked out anniversary LRs. Very good stuff. Just making sure I'm not missing anything obvious here. Again, the Supreme Magnificent Battle. We had the memorable battles, right? Updated stages and stuff like that. New missions. The movie Red Zone 2 ended up finishing up with the Golden Frieza and the Beerus fight. And it was just all in all a fun time, right? Like, it was just a really good time for the game. When it comes to easy A's, I think these are always sort of like the hidden gems of a celebration. Not even the hidden gems, but like easy A's are definitely what, like, can bring people back, right? Because most of the time when you think about easy A's, they're usually characters that people might not have anymore, or not have anymore, but like they might have because they didn't pull the new units and the hype is there. It's like, oh yeah, I can use this character and he might be almost as good as the anniversary LRs. But during the 9-year anniversary, it was probably a mistake, but what they ended up doing was they did, so like, let's just get started with STR UI Goku, right? He happened during the Countdown campaign, very good character, but then the 9th anniversary events dropped and then, like, he just went down. Broly, Chilai, and Lemo, a very good easy A. Unfortunately, they are very orb reliant and can be a very frustrating character, but all in all, having guaranteed dodge in some way, shape, or form is very good. AGL UI Goku, a top 3 unit in the game, like Evolution Blue Vegeta, like a top 3 unit in the game, Evo Ken, a top 10 unit in the game, and then for the JP version, STR Super Vegito, as well as physical Boo Tanks getting their easy A. All in all, just the 9th anniversary, we could cover like literally everything, but it is peak. Lots of stones, lots of good events, lots of good easy A's. So overall, in my opinion, the best celebration of the year. So let me know down below what you guys think for the major celebrations. Were there any underrated ones that were not part of like the major lineup? I didn't want to cover like the smaller campaigns, right? Like we're talking about the who's a Dokkan Fest? Like the Roshi campaign, right? Like Roshi was a good Dokkan Fest, but I don't think he was really worth talking about and stuff like that. But let me know down below, like I said. Don't forget to leave a like before you went and all that fun stuff. But before you go, I'm uploading this on Christmas, so Merry Christmas, everybody. I know it's the holiday, so I'm sure a lot of you are busy with your family and stuff like that. So make sure you tell somebody in the comment section if you are watching this video, Merry Christmas if you do celebrate, and tell somebody that you love them as well. Not in the comments, but in your real life, in your DMs, whatever you gotta do. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Have a great holiday. I love you all. Thank you for growing this channel to new heights over the course of 2024. It has been an amazing year, and I'll be making a recap video of 2024 and giving you more of a thanks there. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you were new, and I'll see you all in the next one.